What if I told you one of the biggest shows in TV history was once considered too weird, too risky, and just too strange to ever succeed? This is the story of how Stranger Things, the show that took over the world, was rejected by almost every studio in Hollywood. And believe me, the Upside Down almost stayed upside down forever. Let's rewind to 2014. Two aspiring filmmakers, Matt and Ross Duffer, known today as the Duffer Brothers, had this wild idea. They walked into pitch meetings with a vision for a sci-fi horror series set in the 80s, starring a group of kids. It was a love letter to everything they grew up on: the movies of Steven Spielberg, the novels of Stephen King, and a heaping dose of 80s nostalgia. They were passionate, they were prepared, and they were completely shut down. Studio after studio, network after network. The answer was a resounding no. We're talking 15 to 20 rejections. The feedback they got was all over the place. Some executives told them, "This is great, but you need to make it a kids' show." Others said the exact opposite. "Get rid of the kids and focus on the sheriff investigating the paranormal stuff." It was a classic Hollywood paradox. They were told the show was too dark for kids, but too childish for adults. One executive was brutally honest, saying, "This doesn't fit anywhere in our lineup." Think about that. The very elements that make Stranger Things so unique, the blend of horror, adventure, and heartwarming friendship, were the exact reasons executives thought it would fail. The Duffer Brothers were told their concept was confusing and impossible to market. Who would watch a show that was both nostalgic and terrifying? The rejections piled up. Doors closed. Emails went unanswered. It felt like a dead end. At one point, they were so discouraged they considered abandoning the project entirely. The world was this close to never meeting 11, never hearing that iconic synth theme, and never wondering what happened to Barb. But then, just when all hope seemed lost, a new player entered the game: Netflix. At the time, Netflix was still building its library of original content, and they were hungry for bold, new ideas. When the Duffer Brothers pitched Stranger Things, something magical happened. The Netflix executives didn't just get it. They loved it. They saw the potential that everyone else had missed. They understood that blending genres wasn't a weakness, it was a strength. And here is the most important part. Netflix gave the Duffer Brothers something no one else would offer: complete, creative freedom. There were no demands to change the story, no notes to make it more marketable, and no pressure to tone down the weirdness. They were told to make the show they wanted to make. It was a massive gamble, but one that was about to pay off in a way no one could have predicted. When Stranger Things premiered in July 2016, the reaction was immediate and explosive. It wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural phenomenon. Viewers didn't just watch it, they binged it in a single weekend. The internet was flooded with fan theories, memes, and discussions. 11, with her shaved head and love for Eggo waffles, became an instant pop culture icon. Speaking of which, Eggo waffle sales skyrocketed. Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill shot to the top of the charts decades after release. Suddenly, the entire world was obsessed with Hawkins, Indiana, and the terrifying mysteries of the Upside Down. The show that nearly everyone passed on went on to become one of the most successful and influential series of all time. It launched its young cast into global stardom, won dozens of prestigious awards, and redefined what a streaming series could be. It proved that audiences were smarter and more open-minded than studios gave them credit for. And it completely changed how Hollywood views risky ideas. So, what's the real lesson here? The story of Stranger Things isn't just about a great TV show. It's a powerful reminder that rejection doesn't always mean your idea is bad. Sometimes it just means you're ahead of your time. It means you've created something so new, so different, that people don't know what to do with it yet. The Duffer Brothers' vision was never wrong. It was just waiting for the right home. So if you have a passion or an idea that everyone else thinks is too weird or too different, remember this story. Sometimes the idea that no one understands is the one that's destined to change everything. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss another video. See you next time.